there's a time where you rely more on momentum. Then you rely on actually fitness, on form. So momentum will then carry you through those games where your players are tired. You know what I mean? Your players are not playing at the peak of their powers. Your coach is not coaching. You know, people get tired. These guys are flying in and out of countries every week. At some point, your reputation wins the matches. So right now, when you go midweek to go face the Richards Bay FC, they look at you, they go, shit.
Hello and welcome to the Diski preview show where we'll be talking nothing but football matters. My name is yours truly, Mr. E. And in the building and in the studio, I have the man himself, the man who gives us lots of facts, the man who gives us a lot of interesting insights and soccer, rather sport analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, more.
Oh, Mr. E, you're giving me a Hollywood intro there. The people at home are probably like, this guy is...
Yeah, he flew all the way from Hollywood.
You know what I mean? No, but I'm very excited to be back. The conversation needs to continue.
Certainly.
A lot of surprising results. Last week we were here discussing whether or not Chippa United can beat Kaizer
Chiefs.
and then they did.
Yeah, they did. But it was unfair. I don't think Kaizer Chiefs was supposed to be playing that match after the incident, or rather after the passing on of Luke Flus. Yes. I think they were supposed to take a break to try and mentally prepare for that match, and we send our condolences to Luke Flus' family on his passing.
And that wasn't the only match we talked about. We also talked about young Africans. A lot of people tuned in for that one, and the prediction was correct. Mamelodi Sundowns did win the game.
Yes,
but
we're going to
circumstances.
We're going to touch on that one there. I just want to hear your views on what happened there. There was an incident that I think is interesting, and it's been talked about in most of the tabloids all over the world.
Of course. But let's look forward to what we have going on today. We've got a couple of matches. We've got obviously we're going to touch on the Young Africans and Sundowns game, but we need to talk about University of Pretoria versus Mamelodi Sundowns, and then we're also going to be talking about Orlando Pirates, Mr. E. Who are they facing?
They're going to be facing AmaZulu, and AmaZulu will be the home team. And then from there, we'll go straight to the Winelands, where Stellenbosch will be playing against SuperSport. And these are the Nedbank Cup quarter-final fixtures. Stay tuned as we bring you more on these. You are watching the Diski preview show as we take a look at the Nedbank Cup fixtures. And our first match that we'll be taking a look at is the University of Pretoria. They will be playing against Mamelodi Sundowns. What are your thoughts on these fixtures? Who's going to march on to the semi-finals? Is it going to be Sundowns or Orlando Pirates or University of Pretoria or AmaZulu? Or maybe it will be Stellenbosch. More is here to help me unpack about those games, beginning with the game that will be pitting University of Pretoria and Mamelodi Sundowns. Maybe before we go there, there was a game that Mamelodi Sundowns played against Young Africans. You did give us a prediction on the last show that we had that Mamelodi Sundowns is going to go through to the semi-finals. That was the first semi-final.
Mr. E, are win it. Let's win it. Because sometimes because we don't want to talk out of term when it comes to the situation. We've seen the situation when England was playing Germany in the 2010 World Cup. We've seen a similar situation in other leagues around the world.
The Rothmans Cup again, some time back.
Now the issue with this one is that the camera angle for that shot, it doesn't allow us to get a side-on view to see if the whole ball was across the line. So the argument that the referees are saying is that the whole ball, the whole circumference of the ball did not cross the line. Therefore, that goal was not supposed to stand.
Was disallowed.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. I remember when I watched that match live, someone said to me that in Africa they've been doing this to us for years. Not saying it's
without
right.
VAR again.
We're not saying it's right.
But it's been happening for all the years.
The thing has been happening for a while.
We've seen it again with DSTV Premiership, whereby there will be an argument: did the ball cross the line or did it not cross the line? But without VAR, we always leave.
We just decided.
We just decided. I think it went across the line.
At the end of the day, it was fortuitous for Sundowns, because at the end of the day, when the sun set, they're the ones going to the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League. No one is complaining except for the young Africans.
Big time.
We love you guys, Mara. S13 will be back again next year. And the last four is a very beautiful last four. I mean, you're looking at Sundowns, you're looking at TP Mazembe, Al Ahly is also in there. I forget the fourth team now.
Esperance was playing against.
Yeah.
Which one?
Is it not Esperance?
Yeah. Maybe our executive producer will have to check for us.
You'll check for us and then you'll let us know.
Will let us know. Yeah. It's been an interesting affair in the journey of Mamelodi Sundowns, both in the DStv Premiership and in the CAF Champions League. It is Esperance today. I knew. I'm always correct. I knew it. But here we are, Mamelodi Sundowns. In the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup, they're facing University of Pretoria. How do you think the University of Pretoria is going to fare against the big giant of South African football?
When we were growing up, that's where Sundowns man. So now,
and they have a right to do that.
So now when you go face Sundowns, you know it's either you're gonna give them the points,
or
you're gonna give them the points.
Give them more points.
It's either the easy way or the hard way,
or their way.
So this is a cup match, and obviously University of Pretoria are not playing in the same division as Mamelodi Sundowns, which plays a big factor in terms of the football that they play week in, week out. Sundowns is playing on the continent. They're playing at the top flight of South African football. University of Pretoria has not been in the top flight for a very long time. I think most people even forgot that they used to be a PSL side. And they got here by beating Swallows, but Swallows themselves, I mean, the Soweto Giant that's also struggling.
Issues,
It's an issue, because you can't look at that win and say, "Hey guys, we beat Swallows."
We want another PSL team.
We're at the level of the PSL. It's a scary notion to think that they're going to be facing Mamelodi Sundowns, but they can't back down from that challenge because Sundowns also went through Maritzburg United. And if you saw the games that Sundowns has been playing recently in terms of their results, their form, there's a glimmer of hope. They haven't. Utisha said it a couple of weeks ago. They haven't been 100% convincing.
But they've been able to grind the results that they need.
They've been able to grind out the results. They had a draw against SuperSports United not so long ago. That was followed by very convincing win in this competition against Maritzburg United. They came back against Young Africans. They had a draw. And then later on, they faced Richards Bay in the middle of the week. And they won that game by 1-0. Why I say it's not convincing is because we thought because Richards Bay is fighting relegation.
It should have been an easy game for them.
Therefore, 4-0. But that wasn't the case. And it ended up with a 1-0 result. Clean result, professional result. Any coach will be happier with a 1-0 than they'll be happier with a 3-2. And then you have the match they played against Young Africans. No goals in the 90 minutes except for that goal that was
that goal which is not which wasn't counted.
Exactly.
Are you confirming that it was a goal?
I'm not confirming anything, Mr. All I'm saying is that the ball didn't hit the back of the net. It went inside and went straight out.
I
don't want to get into that conversation. Like full routine quoted. Mo said, Mo reads it. And then we move on, and like this game is quite big for the side because you have to also bear in mind that there's DStv Premiership action midweek for Mamelodi Sundowns. But for University of Pretoria, they just have to worry about what's happening on the weekend. And even if they rest all they want, the question is how fresh will Sundowns be on the day? And I will tell you this, no one is looking at this match and thinking to themselves that I know Sundowns is going to walk away with the loss, especially because Sundowns has not lost.
Because I was also looking at Mamelodi Sundowns, the way they've been playing and applying themselves. They haven't lost any game. Since I don't know, I'll need to go through my archives and look at and try and find their loss.
17 games. 17 games unbeaten.
17 games unbeaten. So
and no goals conceded in 4 games.
Are they stoppable? And if they're stoppable, how do you stop them? And who's going to stop them?
University of Pretoria has not beaten. University of Pretoria have not tasted a win against the University of Pretoria has not beaten Mamelodi Sundowns in their last 10 meetings. So 10 matches that the University of Pretoria themselves have played against the side, they have not been able to win. So we can look at it all we want. The stats point to one thing and one thing only. And it's the case right now in South African football. I mean, Richards Bay midweek, same thing. The stats are just saying there's no way.
There's no way they can beat Mamelodi Sundowns.
So this is going to be another situation where the stats are saying there's no way University of Pretoria is going to walk away with all 3 points. And that's just down to the fact that, you know, when you play football, right? And you play at Mamelodi Sundowns' level. There's a time where you rely more on momentum than you rely on fitness, on form. So momentum will then carry you through those games where your players are tired. You know what I mean? Your players are not playing at the peak of their powers. Your coach is not coaching. You know, people get tired. These guys are flying in and out of countries every week. At some point, your reputation wins the matches. So right now, when you go midweek to go face the Richards Bay FC, they look at you, they go, no one is beating these guys all season. So already in their mind,
we're going to be the first people to do that. I wait out.
They don't even want to think that, Mr. E. The first thing they're thinking is, guys, don't make it embarrassing.
Don't make it 7. We're going to talk about 7. Don't make it 7.
Don't make it 7.
Don't make
so
it 7.
already for University of Pretoria, I'm telling you right now, the conversation that they've had already is, guys, we've made it this far. Yeah. Well done.
Let's at least get to the to the penalty shootout.
Yeah, no, at least.
We stand a chance when we get there.
Yes, but at the end of the day, they have defeated themselves. Because it's not only about what the coach says, it's about the players as well as the pitch.
Yeah.
Because now, last week,
and how they apply themselves.
Last week you play against Milford.
Yeah.
Today, you play against Sundowns.
Hey, that's a team that hasn't lost.
You're marking Uzwani.
Yeah, no, Uzwani will show you flames.
You're marking Uzungu.
You're going to have a problem.
Before you put it in a leg,
he's gone. Uzungu. Let me just give him the ball.
Now instead of marking him, you're also watching the match.
And the unfortunate thing is the other players, maybe from Pretoria, I know they are professionals, but at times you are tempted to just stand there and watch how the Mamelodi Sundowns play and enjoy and indulge in how they play. They apply themselves.
I'll take you back. There was a game where South Africa played against Brazil.
Yeah.
No, it was in France. I know the game was hosted in France.
Yeah.
But I think it was South Africa versus Brazil.
Yeah.
And the game played, and as soon as the final whistle went, all the Bafana players went to the Brazil players. Yeah. Can I have a shot? Can I have a shot? And South Africans were so angry. I think it was against France, France, where they took him. It was Mbappe shirt.
Yeah.
And then South Africans were like, these guys are not
Is it the day where Mbappe, what's his name? Umobi was shown flames by Mbappe?
I think so. I think so. So we're all human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, last week you play against the guys from Milford. We don't know all their names. Yeah. This week, you know everyone on the roster. You know their names.
Yeah, you know you've watched them play.
You've watched them. You
seen
admire
them countless times.
You even model some of your playing style towards them. But that's the beauty of the Nedbank Cup. You know, we bring those who are the future of our game and those who are the present of our game into one field.
Yeah.
But these players must not forget is that no matter who he is, no matter what shirt he's wearing, if he's in the opposite team, he's your opponent.
He's your opponent.
Do your job.
Yeah.
Don't worry about much. But more importantly, don't make it embarrassing.
Yes, most certainly. Those are the insights of Mr. Mo. I now call him Mr. Mo. I heard other guys, they're calling him Mr. Mo on the comment section. Do you agree with these insights on the University of Pretoria versus Sundowns game? Let's see that on the comment section. He's saying University of Pretoria doesn't stand a chance against Mamelodi Sundowns. But we're going to confirm that. I'm going to give you 2 questions or 2 items for you, sir. Number 1. Mamelodi Sundowns, rather University of Pretoria, the prediction versus Mamelodi Sundowns.
Before I answer that question, I just want to say the following.
Yeah.
University of Pretoria are on a 4-game winning streak.
Yeah.
They've been unbeaten in 15 games.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, Sundowns has been unbeaten in 17 games.
Yeah.
So whichever side of the coin you want to look at this,
yeah,
someone's unbeaten streak is going away.
Is going away.
Yes.
Okay.
So
you don't want to commit yourself.
I will say that it has to be University of Pretoria.
Yeah.
Yeah, their winning streak has to go.
Okay, the final one now. Did that ball cross the line or not?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's Mr. Mo for you. He doesn't want to talk about that one here. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the game between AmaZulu and Orlando Pirates. You are still watching the Diski preview show as we take a look at our next featured game. It's AmaZulu, Usutu. They'll be going head-to-head with Orlando Pirates, and that's the second game in the Nedbank quarterfinals. Yes, more.
Yes,
Jose Rivero.
Yeah.
Already 3 trophies under his belt, and he's going for the 4th one.
Well, the man has a goal here. I think he's chasing his legacy now. He wants to cement his name in South African football.
Yeah.
And you look at the names that came before him in terms of coaches that came from outside.
Yeah.
And left the mark on South African football. Stuart Baxter is one that comes to mind now. But you definitely want to do that, especially when you have the opportunity to coach a team as big as Orlando Pirates. I mean, your name will be immortalized forever.
Yeah.
Because if I sit down now and I ask you who was coaching Maritzburg United in 2002?
Aye.
So, Dulo.
Angazi.
You understand what I'm saying?
Angazi.
So at the end of the day, it's a matter of like, he now understands how big this club is.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe when he
respects the badge.
When he came down, maybe he was thinking, it's just a job, it's money. But you get here and you start to see, or maybe he was like, I can win trophies and go back to where I come from and now get a job. But now he's realized how big it is. He's coaching one of the biggest teams in Africa.
Yeah.
All the history that Orlando Pirates has. On top of that, the backing of the people of Orlando Pirates.
Yeah,
you know,
the Orlando Pirates faithfuls. I think they passionately love their club, man.
And they love their coach now.
Yeah, they love their coach.
And I think all doubts were put aside when he brought home that first trophy.
Yeah, because the MTNA.
Yeah, because when he started off, people just thought, now he's playing boring football.
Yeah, he was.
It's South Africa,
yeah.
Funa mashulu and shine. You know what I mean. Funa when it was a con. Yeah, when I see those things, Guti stand on the ball, round.
Yeah, around.
You understand? Now you are saying no. Let's be pragmatic. Pasani bola.
Yeah.
You know, let's build up.
Let's build up. But I must admit, Orlando Pirates has played well over the past few seasons with 3 trophies as opposed to the other neighbors that I won't talk about who don't have a star, but they will get the star. That day is surely going to cover. The last game Orlando Pirates played, they put 7 past golden arrows. I think that was a record.
I mean, that was
against golden arrows.
That was an interesting one because when was the last time we saw such a score?
Sure, I don't remember. The last time that I saw was 6-0, and it was Orlando Pirates on the receiving end. I don't want to talk about that one. I don't want to open healed wounds here. I'm gonna have a problem.
At least this time around, I mean, we saw it in the DStv Premiership, and we didn't see it in a cup competition because the last time I saw that result was when Stellenbosch knocked out Milford FC 6-1.
6-1.
And that was after Milford FC knocked out Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
We won't speak about that, guys. We will stop making reference to that.
Yeah, you know, Let's stop.
We're being abusive.
Let's talk about AmaZulu and the Orlando Pirates.
So, Orlando Pirates made it through by beating Hungry Lions 4-0. And AmaZulu had to beat Kukune United 2-0 to make it to this stage of the competition.
Yeah.
Now, the main question is, what are these two teams looking like against each other?
Yeah.
And it's not a pretty sight, Mr. E. I mean, you're looking at a team where since 2008, these two teams have met over 30 times. In fact, they've met 30 times since 2008.
Yeah.
And 13 of those wins went the way of Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
15 of those games ended in a draw.
Yeah.
And only 2 of them ended in a win for AmaZulu. So it's telling you a picture where AmaZulu have struggled to beat this side consistently.
Yeah.
And if you look at the recent results, Orlando Pirates have just drawn or beaten AmaZulu. I mean, you look at the last time they met in the DStv Premiership in 2023 in October, it ended in a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
Same year, but from the previous season, around that May month, it ended in a 4-0 win for Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
So this game is one that Orlando Pirates will look at and say, listen, it's a must win for us.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the most difficult game under the sun.
Yeah.
And also we have form on our sides. We just won 7-1 against the Golden Arrows. So what can we say is going to hold us back?
Yeah, because I saw the likes of Fumabas. I think he was doing. I think it was phenomenal in front of goal. I mean, he scored a hat trick. He took the ball home.
Of course. And
the young Mofokeng again, quite exciting. Gentleman he is, on the pitch.
And AmaZulu at the moment, I mean, if you look at how they're doing in the league, they're sitting mid-table, around the 11th position on 28 points.
Yes.
But what's really interesting about them is that they faced a Cape Town City that was trying to challenge for a top 2 spot. And they walked away with the result.
Yeah.
So we're not saying that this, AmaZulu side is not capable of surprising everyone.
Yeah, even their coach Pablo Franco, I think it's his first season in South African football, but I think he's steadily improved the AmaZulu.
Yeah, slow progress is progress nonetheless.
Yeah,
but like I said, Pirates have not lost to this team in 19 games in a row.
Yeah,
19 games in a row, Mr. E. So. Already, what can we say about it?
Maybe AmaZulu is gonna win the third one this time around.
So they'll stop it from getting to 2020.
Yeah, they want to stop it to get to 2020.
Yeah, but the reality is very simple. This game, Orlando Pirates will approach it how they usually do. They'll dominate possession. They'll have a slow build-up. They'll look for the brilliance of Saleng on the wing.
They'll look for on the other side.
Yes, then they'll look for players like that to affect the game positively going forward. It worked out amazingly last week. Doesn't guarantee it will work out the same this week. AmaZulu just need to do what they did against Cape Town City. Keep it tight at the back. Pragmatic approach. Make sure we don't give anything away
no
in
spaces
defense.
In between.
And then from there, let's catch them on the counter and let's get our goals. I mean, even if they try to go toe-to-toe with Orlando Pirates at the moment, Orlando Pirates is too confident at the moment.
Yeah. After scoring 7 goals, I would be confident myself.
And not only that,
I would want to go for 10 goals this time around.
Not only that, Mr. East, Kukune United shocked all of us when they beat Orlando Pirates by 2-1.
But that was a very good bounce back. That was a good bounce back for Orlando Pirates.
Yes, so now I was shocked by that result. But what was key about that result is what it did to them in the DStv Premiership. They were sitting second, joint on points at 33 with the likes of Stellenbosch and Cape Town City. Now you look at this table about a week later, and So Sundowns obviously the top on 49 points.
Yeah.
But you look at Stellenbosch, you look at Orlando Pirates, you look at Kukuna United. Now there's a difference between Stellenbosch and Orlando Pirates at the moment.
Yeah.
They are separated by just 2 points.
Yeah.
So that result really affected them, and it brought them back into a space where they realized, hey man, let's again. We have to play this.
Otherwise,
we have to do the right thing.
Sport is going. Yeah.
So it's an opportunity for them to pick up a second trophy this season, and they're not going to take it lightly. So I expect them to actually go out there, and I think Coach Riviero will respect AmaZulu because he's seen AmaZulu do amazing things, and not just in the DStv Premiership, but they've been the kind of team to shock teams in cup competitions because I know them as a cup side.
Yeah.
I know AmaZulu as the team that you don't want to face in a Nedbank Cup,
in
an M10-8 because they'll shock you, they'll knock you out.
Yeah.
So they have to respect the opponent, but at the same time, pragmatic. Make sure that you don't give anything away, especially in terms of making mistakes up. Deep while during build-up.
Yeah.
And then I think Orlando Pirates walk away with the win here.
Okay, just to confirm the prediction of that match, Mo, you are saying Orlando Pirates is going to beat AmaZulu. Are we expecting a high-scoring match?
Yeah, because the cup competition, I'm just going to go for double chance and say it's either going to be a draw or an Orlando Pirates win.
And then in terms of goals, are we looking at anything above 2.5?
Nah, I don't think it's going to be a lot of goals.
Maybe
in this
a BTS, maybe?
No, I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals. One thing that's been disappointing for me in terms of this season from AmaZulu's perspective is that they've been a good team, but they've scored only 18 goals and conceded 22 in the league.
Yeah, hence they find themselves mid-table.
So they just concede more than they score. And if you look at Orlando Pirates, as much as they have 34 goals in the league at the moment, close to same number of goals as Mamelodi Sundowns. The issue there is that most of those goals came from the 7-1 win.
Yeah.
So it tells you that they're not as prolific as we think they are. It's just that they've been boosted by those 7 goals they scored against their opponent. But they're also capable of a 4-0, they're capable of a 5-0. But I think the way this game is structured and the way it's coming up, they're just going to take it easy and they're just going to manage it because their bigger goal at the end of the day is to qualify for the CAF Champions League.
Yes, okay. And do you think maybe we're going to see Umabasa on the score sheet again this time around?
Yeah, no, I think he'll be hungry for it.
Yeah.
But for some reason I don't see him on the score sheet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Those are the sentiments of Umo. He's saying he doesn't see Umabasa scoring against AmaZulu Usutu. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at our third and final match. Now let's take a look at our last featured game as we go to the Winelands where Stellenbosch will be welcoming SuperSport United, AmaZulu Pretoria. And in the studio, I still have more.
Yeah.
He's going to be telling us rather about what he thinks about this game. Stellenbosch, they come into this game more with a lot of young and hungry players. I think they play very well. And one, I think that I wanted to tell you was that Steve Barker has been there at Stellenbosch since 2017. Yeah, that's like 7 years. So he's had enough time to build a solid team that can compete. Hence, they find themselves where they are at position number 2 in the league table, and they are aiming for a spot in the semi-final of the Nedbank Cup.
Yeah, they're aiming for a spot because when you play at this level of football, I mean, you have objectives you want to reach. At this moment in time, they know that the DStv Premiership is gone.
Yeah.
But there's still an opportunity in this competition that's currently at the moment left to a few teams that are still going to be in it.
Yeah.
And like we just covered 2 of those, 2 fixtures from this last... is it last 16?
It's the quarterfinals. It's the last 8.
Last 8 of the Nedbank Cup. So you look at the teams that are left: Pretoria University versus Mamelodi Sundowns, Stellenbosch versus SuperSports United. You look at AmaZulu versus Orlando Pirates. There's also TS Galaxy versus Chippa United. You're Stellenbosch. You're second in the league. You have a good rhythm going. You're facing SuperSports United that. One stat I just want to mention or highlight when it comes to SuperSports United is that they haven't been able to keep a clean sheet in 24 matches. And 24 matches.
And I would have thought at this time of the season, SuperSport will be between position number 2 or 3, but they find themselves at position number 6.
Yeah, but you see, when you can't keep clean sheets, Mr. E, what happens is that even if you are in a winning position, you're always vulnerable to the odd goal that will put it into a draw.
Late sucker punch.
Exactly. Yeah. So now, if you look at where SuperSports United find themselves in the league, 6th in the league, they're sitting on 34 points. They have 4 draws in their last 5.
Yeah.
So you see that's where the issue is. If you can't keep the clean sheet, you score 1 goal.
Yeah.
90th minute they score 1. It's a draw.
It's a draw. You've lost 2 points.
Next week again, you score 1. They score 1. You can't score another 1.
Yeah.
You understand?
We saw them playing against the Golden Arrows, and they blew away a 2-goal lead. And Golden Arrows had to come back from behind and draw level with them.
But you see, it's being hung over from Ronan Williams.
Yeah.
They had Ronan Williams for so long because when Ronan Williams first came into the picture, he was the young goalkeeper. He was brilliant, but he was the young goalkeeper amongst Aboitu Milenkune at the time.
Yeah.
I think Bradley, not Bradley, I forget the guy's name, but there's
also. Is it not Gross?
We're talking about goalkeepers here.
Goalkeepers, yeah. What's his
name? Mr. E from Pretoria. Let's see if he knows his goalkeepers. But the thing is, there were so many there was so many good goalkeepers at the time that he wasn't going to get into a Sundowns. You understand? There was Dennis Onyango at the time.
Yeah.
Then there was like,
they were very, very good goalkeepers.
So now it is time to shine. So he goes to Mamelodi Sundowns. He's the main goalkeeper, but he left a vacancy at SuperSport United. And that's where you start seeing what's really the problem with SuperSport United. They scored 28 goals and conceded 26 in the league.
Yeah,
and if you look at if they were able to just balance that out, if they were able to maintain the clean sheets and going forward they were as good as they are, they would have been sitting there.
So it actually means that defensively, SuperSport United is vulnerable.
They are vulnerable at the moment. I mean, if you're on a 24 game streak of having no clean sheets, and on top of that you've been involved in 9 out of the last 10 games where both teams were in the score sheet, so both teams have scored in the last 9 out of 10 games where you've been involved. You've been the first team to concede in 6 out of the last 8 matches you've been involved in. There's a problem,
a big problem at the
problem.
back there.
And if you look at all those stats, they all have to do with SuperSports United's failure to keep the ball out of the back of the net, and it's killing them. And if you look at the last, we'll just go through the last 4 results. They played against the TS Galaxy. They lost by 1-0. They went on. They played Golden Arrows. They had a 2-2 draw. They also went out to go play Richards Bay FC in the Nedbank Cup. They won that game so they can qualify for this game. But the issue there is that they conceded one goal. The game ended 3-1. So it tells you, Guti, at the end of the day, Stellenbosch will know that, you know what, these guys, the one Achilles heel that they have is that they're not able to keep a clean sheet, which makes our lives a lot easier because all we'll need to do is make sure that we get ourselves on the score sheet as well. You understand? So if they get on the if Stellenbosch get on the score sheet, it's charged for SuperSports.
Yeah, most certainly. And I'm taking a look at the lineup of Stellenbosch. I think it's got very, very quick players, and they'll be forced to play against the likes of Onismo Basera. We know that age is no longer on his side in the DST Premiership. I think Clive Barker will fancy his chances in terms of beating SuperSport United.
Of course. I mean, I'd also fancy my chances. I mean, you have good players up front, and you have Andre De Jong, who everybody's been raving about. I think he's also he also has a future outside of his Stellenbosch. But the reality is very simple. He's built a good side. They're scoring goals. They're feeling good, and there's key players in this team who have been not just pivotal this season, but have been pivotal in previous seasons. And I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Ikwaram.
Ikwaram Reines.
Ikwaram Reines.
He
has scored 8 goals in the DStv Premiership this season. He's the main man for them. But one player I wanted to talk about is a player who scored the goal against Kaizer Chiefs, and that's Devin Titus. And he's managed to score 6 goals as well.
He's brilliant on the ball. I saw that goal there. That was it was a heartbreaking one for the Amakosi faithfuls.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're going against, I mean, those 2 players alone. You're talking about 8 goals and 6 goals scored each. In the DStv Premiership this season, how are you not planning around those players? How are you not planning to keep these players quiet? And if you look at them, Devin Titus has 9 goal contributions this season if you take his assists into account. So 6 goals, 3 assists in the DStv Premiership. Dangerous.
Very dangerous. But how would SuperSport line up in terms of their tactical approach to this game so that they do not concede? Because surely I know Reyners will want to score. He's the target man in front of that formation for Stellenbosch.
One thing to remember about Stellenbosch at the moment, they play with a front 3, and the difficult. In fact, you can call that a forward diamond of 4 players with a number 10 and the front 3. And that front 3 is fluid, and they're very dangerous because those players are, like you said, pacey, and they find themselves in nice pockets where they can hurt you. But the reality is that with SuperSport coming into this game and having to plan against this side, they'll have to count on their big names. You understand? They'll have to count on the likes of, not Bradley Grobler from a defensive perspective, but the likes of Lyle Kay to make sure that the goals don't go in at the back, which is key because if you look at what happened in the previous game against TS Galaxy, they lined up with a back four that included the likes of Lekay off the bench. You know what I mean? So you don't know what was the logic behind that. It might happen again, but they'll be thinking that back four plus the two players they have in front of them, Abo Grant and Abo Ndlovu, can keep the game managed. But at the end of the day, you have to also make sure that you keep the wingers quiet.
Yes.
And sometimes it does
especially Titus.
Exactly. So sometimes it also needs your wingers to come back and be able to close those spaces so you can defend with a 4-5-1 perhaps, or 4-4-2 in defense, so that you're able to make sure that you can, deal with the wingers as well.
Yeah. Okay, that's all more for you. But Mo, before I close this one here, can we get a prediction for that game there? Stellenbosch versus AmaZulu Pretoria.
Hey, this one is going to be tricky, Mr.
It's going to be a tight one.
It's going to be a tricky one.
Do you think maybe that we might go as far as the penalty shootouts?
I don't think we'll go as far as the penalty shootouts because if you look at the history of this fixture since the year 2011, 7 wins for SuperSports United, 2 wins for Stellenbosch, and 5 draws between them. So I don't think it will end in a straightforward win. I think this one might just go for a draw.
For a draw,
but we'll double chance it
with a 90.
We'll double chance it, and then I don't know. It's up to you at home how you want to double chance it. But I really do think that this one is going to be a straightforward game. I think out of the 4 that are going to be playing, this is going to be
a very tight one.
It's going to be a very tight one.
It's going to be
There's no favorite right now. I mean, if you look at both these sides, there's not one you're going to say. Unless if you go with the lead.
I would have wanted to say maybe Stellenbosch has got an upper end, but on the other hand, I think SuperSport is also as good as Stellenbosch. So it's a little bit difficult.
SuperSports are looking for a consolation.
After that,
they were sitting second. Before the AFCON. They were sitting second in the league before the AFCON. After the AFCON, then they found themselves
at they're actually at 6th, in position number 6.
You understand? So they need a consolation, and they might want to get maybe a silver medal or a gold medal from this tournament. Stellenbosch will also be invested. Like I said, they won't settle for silver. They will want silverware themselves. But they will also console themselves if all this fails. They'll console themselves with a position in Africa.
With a position in Africa. Okay, Mo, I hear you.
Do you hear me?
You didn't want to commit to that prediction.
Okay, but, so if I'm going to be bold. If I'm going to be bold,
yes,
I will say that because of SuperSports, how can I put it? Because of SuperSports' ability to score goals and concede goals, I think that they will edge this one as a lead goal.
Okay, and then it's going to be a BTS because Stellenbosch is a free scoring team, and then they are conceding at the same time. So it's going to be a BTS.
Maybe SuperSport is just one of those teams that only score when they've been scored against.
Or maybe they should they should not score first. Those are the sentiments of Fumo. Now let's quickly take a recap of today's featured games, starting off with the University of Pretoria against Mamelodi Sundowns. Sundowns. And then Gabrielo. Okay, I hear you. AmaZulu, Usutu will be playing against Amapagania.
I'd like to see an upset, but I'm going to go Nepaga.
Pagania.
Yeah.
Pagajuju.
Yeah.
Okay, and the third featured game was Stellenbosch against SuperSport.
I want to go for a draw.
Oh, okay. You're now going for a draw. Okay.
In 90 minutes.
And that's a draw within the
90 minutes. Yeah.
Okay. And the other match, the fourth match, that will be taking place in the Nedbank Cup quarterfinals. It's TS Galaxy and Chippa. I would like to thank you very much.
My prediction for that one is Chippa, by the way. Just want to say.
Okay. For those who want to play, or rather, place a bet for that game. Is it because they icon?
I'm telling you.
I'm giving it to TS Galaxy.
You're giving it to TS Galaxy?
Yeah. I think Ramovic said it's done very well for that team there.
No.
I think they are potentially, they will find themselves in the semi-finals or the Nedbank Cup.
If there's going to be an upset, it has to be Chippa.
Upsetting TS Galaxy.
Yeah, they'll upset TS Galaxy.
Okay, we're going to have a discussion after the weekend.
And then Utim will 30 phone. That's Chip.
Yeah.
Ungenza.
Come, let's drink whiskey. Let's talk about
this thing.
I would like to thank you very much for watching this week's episode. What are your thoughts on most predictions for the 3 games that we featured today? Let us know on the comment section. And signing off is yours truly, Mr. E.
And Utisha with Diski. Coming back soon.